such an excellent series, and really anyone should read it.
Okay, alright. I have to edit this shit. I have to sit through an hour of people praising Future Diary. I don't know how I feel about this. See, I couldn't make it on for this podcast. They're like, oh, good, Gear's gone. Let's use this opportunity to talk about Future Diary in a positive way. Fuck that. I'll give you guys this week to say whatever the crap you want about, oh, Future Diary, oh, it's my favorite series, oh, it's so great, oh, I love it, oh. But next week, we're not switching topics. We're gonna still be on Future Diary, and oh boy, let me tell you, it's gonna be fun. So I guess with all those things in mind, I hope you enjoy episode 2 of Manga Alert.
Welcome everybody to the Manga Alert podcast. I am one of your hosts, Old Shaman. Today we are going to be joined by Taz, who is also one of our main hosts here on the show. And then we are also inviting a guest onto the show we have is Neptune Plays. Go ahead, Neptune, introduce yourself. Go ahead and plug in your channel. Tell us what you're all about here on YouTube.
So, hey guys, my name is Neptune Plays. I am a smaller YouTuber, and I do anime and manga videos. I just recently started doing it, and I've been having a very great time. I love seeing all the comments and, you know, getting all them views. It's just been a lot of fun these past couple months doing anime and manga videos, so I hope you guys will check out my channel. And also follow my Twitter, because I need followers.
Yeah. Yeah! Anyways, let's go ahead and get to the topic at hand. Again, I am joined today by Taz, one of our fellow hosts, as well as Neptune Plays. Go ahead and check them out in the description below. We will have links to their channel, as well as their Twitter pages.
Definitely.
Because we're all sellouts here.
Sellouts on Manga Alert Nation.
I want to start using my Twitter to like actually update my channel, but no one's following me.
Yeah, go follow him right now.
Please.
Yes, go follow him right now, or else a meteor will crash through your bedroom and kill you.
Go follow me, or Kendall Jenner will be waiting at your doorstep.
Oh,
whoa. We're getting into some really controversial topics here. We need to stop right now, or else this video is going to be flagged for NSFW. Anyways, let's go ahead and get right into the topic at hand. For those who have not read the title, we are going to be talking about Future Diary this week here on the podcast. And I just want to say a few things before we start here, and that is that Future Diary is definitely one of the few series that definitely got myself involved in the manga community. It was one of the few mangas that sort of captured that interesting concept of a survival game, and stuff like, you know, Batum and Battle Royale. They're both very, very similar in that sense, with a twist, of course, on the story itself. So anyways, let's go ahead and get right into it. I'm just going to go ahead and open the floor to any type of discussion for this question, and I just would like to hear all your thoughts on how you guys got introduced into Future Diary. So Neptune, seeing as you're our guest, we will have you go first.
Alright, so I absolutely love Future Diary. It was one of the first series I really got into. It's just such an excellent series, and really anyone should read it. It's honestly a very good series. It's very reminiscent to, like, you know, Battle Royale and that sort of stuff, and I kind of got into it just because, like, I had watched the Hunger Games movies, and I wanted to find something similar to that, and so I ended up finding Future Diary, but it was actually pretty different from Hunger Games.
It's a lot different than Hunger Games.
Definitely.
And it was a great show. It was a great read. It was amazing. Just go check it out. I mean, the ending, of course, everyone can agree on that the ending just kind of plummeted down into a pit of despair, but, you know, it's fine.
It did.
It's
the way it was handled in the anime, the way it was handled in the anime, I felt was definitely not the best. I really felt that the ending was very short, very kind of short-lived, I guess you could say. It didn't really leave an impact on myself. Until the OVA came out, I feel that was the proper ending to Future Diary anime-wise.
It just made
Manga
it worse.
handled it a little bit better.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. I felt the OVA sort of fixed the ending a little bit. It definitely didn't feel as loose as it did before. Of course, for some people, that might have been a more confusing ending.
Well, yeah, I guess so.
But,
I mean, like...
Yeah.
I guess, like, yeah, because, you know, they actually like established a dimension, and everyone wasn't just kind of gone. But I don't know. I didn't like how. I don't know. It's hard to put into words. I just didn't like how it was so kind of like, here, we're just gonna say that everything was fixed, and it's fixed. There you go. Mm-hmm. Like he just all of a sudden stopped.
It was a fairy.
Like.
It was a fairy tale ending.
It was a fairy tale
He like stopped, getting out of despair and decided to make a new world, and I mean, just on a whim.
Alrighty, well, awesome stuff, Neptune. Taz, how did you get into the series?
Alright, so how I got into it is I was on this ecchi harem anime binge.
Oh, I know where this is going.
And friggin' perv.
And
this is Taz we're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
He's the godfather of ecchi now, is he not?
Yeah, pretty much. But on my Malgraph, it was saying that ecchi was like my top watch series, and I hated that because I liked horror aspect series and all that stuff. So I decided to binge watch some horror anime, and Mirai Nikki was actually in the middle of that. So I decided to watch that, and I hated the anime. I really did. I watched about 14 episodes of it, and then I picked up the manga, and I absolutely loved it. It's one of my top 9, or top 10, really.
Okie dokie. So, more or less, you just got introduced to it because of your genres that you've been picking. So, horror.
Yeah.
Which the horror aspect of Mirai Nikki or Future Diary, when I was first, reading and watching the series, it definitely, like, without being, spoiled by anything at the time when I was reading it. Yeah, I mean, some of the twists that would go on in the series were definitely a little bit shocking. I will say that. I was a little shocked by a few of the things going on in that series, for sure. Alrighty, so how I got introduced to the series now. Going back to what Neptune was talking about, I had always been a big fan of the whole sort of survival game type of manga and stories. I mean, we're talking about series that date back even before really Hunger Games or Future Diary or Battle Royale were even a thing. Just stuff like the concept of a bunch of kids or adults are sent off to isolation or given the whole territory to kind of do this sort of battle royale style of story. I felt that was a really interesting concept, and so after I finished reading Battle Royale, I had heard about Future Diary, and I decided, you know what, why not give it a shot? And despite the fact that it wasn't completely, your typical survival game, it spent a lot of time developing its relationship between Yuno and Yuki. Of course, that's sort of one of the big aspects of Future Diary is the sort of relationship between those two.
It had a relationship?
No. No. Honestly, one of the things I actually dislike most about Future Diary is the whole relationship aspect. The whole romance thing just didn't really do it for me.
Well, we can talk about that later.
Okay, well, to be fair, if Yukiteru wasn't such a pussy, I think that the romance would have actually been...
Okay, that I do agree on.
He is definitely not really a good... He's not a good character in
general. I hate him so much.
He's probably one of the worst main characters, besides, of course, Natsu, from dating back to our fairy tale podcast. Mm-hmm. I mean, this guy does absolutely nothing but whine, complain, and not do anything about it.
Oh my gosh, I didn't watch the fairy tale podcast because there were spoilers, and I'm like literally
rooting for the fairy tale. Okay, so we got ourselves a
I'm reading through it. Okay,
you know what? Here's the eject button. You're kicked off the podcast officially as of today. Don't ever come back.
He made it 9 minutes in.
Oh, dang it, man! Christ. At least give me a shout out, man. I need them views.
Over here. No. We got ourselves the non-believer over here. Mm-hmm. Anyways, going full circle now because we've digressed enough. I got into Future Diary because I was really into the whole survival game aspect, and when Future Diary does get in, when it finally kicks itself into gear and it gets to the whole battle kind of segments, it becomes a really entertaining series. I will say that it's a very entertaining series. I enjoyed what I read of the series. Unfortunately, of course, with the whole English print of the series, there is no finish or conclusion to it. Volume 11 or 12 did not come out here in the United States.
Well, if you read
Thank you, Bandai and Tokyo Pop, for being such a wonderful publisher and translator.
Definitely.
You blessed us with some of the greatest of greatest manga. For instance, The Little Mermaid and Kingdom of Hearts manga.
Oh my gosh.
So good.
Oh my gosh, they were the best.
Thank you, Tokyo Pop, for doing that. All right. Favorite character? Why? Let Neptune go.
Easy,
that ass.
Jailbait.
Yanderes are, for some reason, my shit. Like, I don't know why, I just love yanderes. I don't know what it is about them.
I love them too, don't worry.
Did anyone watch, what was it, Yojo Senkai from the winter season?
Yojo Senkai. Oh yeah, I watched that.
I heard some gibberish, and I have no idea what the hell you just said.
Okay, there's this character called Tanya de Gurachev, and she is the fucking best character ever. Like, I don't know why, I just love how badass she is, especially Yuno as well. I wish, one thing about Yuno, I wish that she was not, like, sort of restrictive, I guess you could say, because of her love for Yukiteru.
What?
Like, I don't know, she kind of, like, loses her badassery when she kind of becomes, like, a little puppy dog for Yukiteru.
Well, that's how it works with yanderes.
Well, I mean, to be fair, one of the things that sort of makes her tag along with Yuki is that the fact that both of their diaries work in simultaneous. So, I mean,
yeah.
Technically they need to be together all the time in order for them to have the best advantage, really.
Pretty much.
So I mean, yeah. So, what were we talking about? Best characters?
Yep.
You said Yuno?
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Taz? Who's your favorite character?
Well, I already made a video on this, but I have to say number 9. She's a smart, charismatic girl, and just that crazy side. I love it.
You mean Nene?
Yeah, thank you. I forgot the name, but 9. Yeah. She's probably one of my favorite characters. If not for Yuno being number 1.
Yeah, she's actually my second favorite character. I will say that.
That eye patch and I watched the English voice actor for her. And
hey man, I'd smash.
Everything. Everything is better.
Whoa, now we're getting into that NSFW bullshit now.
Oh my gosh.
Y'all need to hide your kids and hide your wives. Neptune, I don't even think you're like 20 yet, but you know, hey.
Let's just say I've read like
not
so
legal.
much Dojin for Mirai Nikki. Like that's mostly like of her that I read of, so it's beautiful.
Wait, there's a Dojin for Mirai Nikki?
Yeah, there's Dojins
probably
everywhere.
Millions of Dojins.
That's true, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, the whole yandere thing. Talking about yandere, I think after watching Future Diary, many people will be confused about what they really want in a woman after this. Because funny thing is that people who are like, oh, yandere, what? I don't want that. That's disgusting. And oh my god, like who wants that? And then they watch Future Diary, and immediately they're like, oh, I want a yandere in my life. No, you don't. You really don't want a yandere in your life.
Alright, let me say this
unless
about
you want to. Unless you want to be 6 foot under, then you really don't want a yandere in your life.
Well,
just saying.
The thing about having a yandere girlfriend is she's loyal to you, and
True.
I don't think any of us have that Yuki Taro thing where they're just gonna push you away or whatever. We're gonna hold on to them, so they'll stay low.
Okay, look, if I'm having like
you are very,
12...
very passionate about the yandere.
If I'm having like 10 other people come after me, alright, I want someone to protect me. So, I mean, hey, if I get a yandere to protect me, they might as well declare me the winner.
Oh, yeah.
Here's what you do, man. You go to the gym, you lift some weights, and you protect yourself. That's how you do it.
No,
Old school
I'm
style.
lazy.
On the streets of Chicago, man. Anyways, alright. My favorite character...
Ooh.
You know, in all honesty, I don't really have a favorite character from Future Diary.
Pleb.
I mean, like, I guess the guy with the pompadour was pretty cool.
Okay, I gotta admit, yeah, he was pretty cool.
The police officer?
Yeah.
Keigo...
Keigo Kurusu.
Yeah, that was it.
The guy with the pompadour was pretty lit, honestly.
He died off too early, honestly.
I mean, there were a lot of people that died off too early.
True, yeah.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, someone did have to die though, and like, honestly, I thought that like, what was their name? Like the couple, Marco and I think they should have died off like in the beginning. I didn't really care for them.
No, man, we had to have the weird trench coat Marilyn Manson, Van Helsing get up dude die first.
What is it called? Like the oh my gosh, what is the name of that snack? Oh my gosh,
Jesus,
like the
man,
cheese.
You gotta get it out.
The cheese curl head guy.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know who you're
his hairstyle. Oh, it's so great.
But anyways,
a corn chip. That was it. It looks like he's got like a corn chip.
I think one of the drawing factors of Future Diary is how a lot of these characters end up sort of developing over the course of the story, and what their sort of gimmick is in the story. Yeah. One of the interesting things about Future Diary is, besides the whole survival game aspect, is they use their phones, which of course are their Future Diary.
Their flip phones.
Specifically have an ability that they have with their cell phones. They are cell phones. They text into them all the time. They get all their good shit, you know. Anyways, one of the interesting things, of course, in the manga is, of course, Yuki and Yuno's relationship and how their Future Diaries work together, and sort of how they form their own sort of tag teams along the way. But of course, Future Diary doesn't really have an arc, or there's not really arcs in Future Diary. I think we can all agree on that.
Well,
they like to say that there's arcs, like there's battles between, of course, the various contenders in Future Diary.
You could classify it between like the deaths, like when like what 6 dies. I think you could like classify that as an arc technically, and then when it gets to when Keigo dies, you could probably classify that as an arc. So it's like significant points in the series when like a character dies. I feel like that would be the end of an arc.
That's controversial. Yeah.
I mean that's kind of like a personal like man, I cannot talk today. That's just kind of what I think.
Alrighty. But yeah, going back to the whole yandere aspect, I don't know. I guess it's sort of it's the fan service. It definitely draws in a crowd, I guess you could say. People love the yandere.
I think it's the fan
Diary.
service. I think it's the fan. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, Taz.
Oh, I think it's the fan service that kind of brings out the love for yanderes, because there was a lot of fan service with
It's such a weird concept, because everyone who, ever since Future Diary was like super, super mainstream, and I guess we can also agree on that aspect. At least I hope we can. Future Diary was super popular a couple years ago, and everyone was just super obsessed with the yanderes at one point. It was ridiculous. It was getting to the point where it was getting a little bit ridiculous.
It was kind of like a meme, wasn't it?
Anytime there was like a romance anime that had yandere, people would just be searching for anime that had yanderes in it.
I'm going to admit I did do that too.
People were like, Future Diary, oh my god, I wish yanderes were like from Future Diary. And I'm like, okay, yeah, alright, cool.
Well, you couldn't really I guess you could implement that into Slice of Life, but then it would kind of just be like a psychological thriller. It wouldn't really be a Slice of Life anymore.
Well, the thing is that Future Diary is not really even categorized as a slice of life. It's just it's really like an ecchi horror romance is really. Oh no,
it's not a slice of life. What I meant was like, you were saying like if there's a Slice of Life series with like yanderes in it. I was saying like, I don't think they could put like a into a Slice of Life series. That just wouldn't make. It would probably like change the genre.
Like Love Note.
I mean, there's yanderes.
I am not watching that.
There's yanderes and shonen and lots of other genres as well. I mean, it's not just exclusive to romance, slice of life, or any type of, romance series. Yanderes have been around for a long time. It took a while for people to notice it, and it didn't really become relevant until Future Diary. That's really the point that I'm trying to drive here.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest.
A lot of people got introduced to the yanderes through Future Diary. That's really one of the big points that I'd like to make out.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I really don't even know any other yanderes besides Yuno.
I can name a couple, but they're not relevant. Well, maybe they are. Let me look them up.
I mean, on the topic of yandere, then yeah, it's pretty relevant.
I mean, I think we can all agree that Yuno is the top tier, most popular yandere.
Usually, that is definitely what it is. I don't know if you guys are familiar with School Days, Elfen Lied, or
School Days,
yes.
or Monogatari. You guys probably don't know what Monogatari is.
Oh, Monogatari, yeah, I know what that is.
Yes.
I haven't seen it yet.
I mean, the first arc in that is crazy yandere if you've watched it. I mean, we got Date Alive, we got Shuffle, Death Note even had a yandere. I mean, like I said, the whole...
Death Note?
Yep, Death Note.
Was it Misa?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Oh yeah, I guess she would be classified as a yandere.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. She kind of seems like
Shuffle.
a really peppy yandere.
Shuffle was freaking crazy, man. That one girl was really, really out of whack.
Apparently Griffith is a yandere, apparently.
Griffith is... Yeah, Griffith did everything wrong. Oops! Spoilers.
Oh.
Dude, I'm on chapter 4 of Berserk. I need to catch up on that stuff, man.
I mean, I can keep going. Dead Man Wonderland, Code Geass, Higurashi When They Cry. I mean, again, I can go.
My next guess.
The list of yandere continues, and it continues to sink further down the rabbit hole. Future Diary was really the pinnacle to the mainstream yandere community. At least I feel.
Date Alive.
In terms of tropes, definitely.
Definitely.
Anyways, continuing on with Future Diary, we had just discussed our favorite characters. Now, I'm sure this is going to be a question that we all can agree with. Least favorite character and why?
Well.
Alright. Taz, why don't you start us off?
Oh, well. I hate Yuki Taro, man.
Don't need to
I
say
really hate
anymore. Yuki is the worst character in Future Diary.
I agree.
Alright. You mind if I say some words on Yukiteru?
Well, it depends. Who's your least favorite character?
I think you can make a wild guess. It's Yukiteru.
Okay. Alright, so we all agree that Yuki is definitely by far the worst.
I just want to make some points about Yukiteru
series.
and why he's so bad for people who have not seen the series.
Well, he's bad in general because he obviously is one of the worst protagonists. And again, this is going back to the whole Future Diary being 4 different genres. It's a shonen and it's a survival game. And when you have one of your main protagonists not contribute anything relevant to the story or to any of the battles, what the hell do you expect to happen? Literally, Yuno does everything.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah,
Everything. Just about every single battle that happens in the beginning of the story of Future Diary, Yuki is doing absolutely nothing but sitting in a corner, crying and thinking about contemplating his life as we know it, and doing absolutely
not only that,
nothing.
but he's making constant scripts when he does interfere in the whole survival game. I mean, he kills a lot of people. Some of them are random, some of them are his fucking friends, and as well as he thinks that everything will be okay, and he even falls in love with his legit kidnapper. Kidnapped him. Yukiteru obviously has something wrong with him mentally if he is falling in love with his captor. He was legitimately kidnapped. There's no other way around it. He was kidnapped by Yuno, and yet he still fell in love with her. So if we're pointing fingers at who's crazy, I think Yukiteru is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I just think he's a shit character in general. I don't care who the fuck kidnaps me. He does absolutely nothing relevant or impactful to the series besides cry and have a bunch of shitty arcs that were absolutely fucking terrible.
I don't know if you guys will agree with me on this, but there was show of a possible character development after he got captured by Yuno in that one place, and and he slaps Yuno. I thought there was actually going to be some plot development, but nope.
like, gaining independence, but no, he just kind of turned into a dumbass. I mean, he just went off and killed everyone. He kind of snapped.
The moment you try to think that Future Diary has any lick of character development, look no further than basically Yuno and Yuki have absolutely no character development. It's them just going about their business. Oh, we love each other. Oh, we don't really love each other. Let's fight to save basically ourselves for the last minute so that way one of us can become God and I can die happy. That is basically their whole relationship through the course of the series, whereas the other characters have sort of their own interests and their own drives to actually survive in this survival game. That's what really makes Future Diary so interesting, is not the main characters, but the side characters, the other characters that we find in the series, the other numbers that we encounter. And, a few of those are kind of but a majority of them are interesting. Going back to you guys saying that number 9 is definitely an interesting character, found her to be fantastic throughout the series. Eventually, later in the series, of course, when they sort of like join sides and start making alliances and all that good stuff, it definitely gets to be like a twist. A lot of things definitely happen. But yeah, that's basically the whole rundown. If anyone else has anything to say about Yuki, please be my guest.
Nope, that's it. That's all I have to say about it.
Alrighty. So, what else should we talk about? There was a point that I was going to make, but I lost what I had to say in my head. That is not good. How are you guys all doing tonight, by the way?
Doing pretty good, man.
I'm tired.
Doing pretty good. I gotta say I'm pretty tired, too.
In other news, there was a school shooting at my college.
I heard about that. That was some pretty wild stuff going down. Any news on that besides?
Okay, let me just point out how quickly that escalated. Hey, how you doing tonight? Oh, I'm pretty tired. There was a school shooting at my college.
I mean, that's a pretty good reason to be tired. Jeez, man. So, did anything happen besides like a shooting? Of course.
Well, the only victims were a woman and then the actual shooter. They thought it was like a murder-suicide kind of thing, and then one injured.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, that's some sad news. Sorry to hear about that.
Yeah, they don't know the names of the victims yet, so... I mean, they do know the names, but they're not disclosing it for the public.
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and talk about a few more key points about Future Diary, and then we're going to go ahead and end the podcast. We're going to kind of do an aftercast here in a bit. We're going to talk about a few things, other things that aren't necessarily about Future Diary. But I'm going to go ahead and close the podcast with the whole Future Diary story, and I want to know what you guys think about Future Diary as a whole. Love it, hate it, average, entertaining. What would you rate it on a scale of 1 to 10? I'm going to go ahead and jump right into this one. I really enjoyed Future Diary. I felt it was a very entertaining series. I don't really care so much for the whole Yuki and Yuno romance relationship. That seems to be the driving force nowadays. Like, if you're going to read Future Diary, they recommend that you read it because Yuki and Yuno are the perfect couple. Yeah, perfect couple. As the story unfolds, you'll quickly realize that is completely false. Anyways,
yeah.
I would have to say I would rate Future Diary on a scale of 1 to 10 a 7 out of 10. I enjoyed the anime for what it was. The ending was a little shaky, and here I'm going to just talk briefly about the ending. The ending to Future Diary isn't something that I would consider to be a good conclusion to any series. When you leave it open to basically interpretation and also leave a fairy tale ending that everything is okay, everything's alright, everything is just all happy-go-lucky. In a series like Future Diary that's based around horror elements and shock factor, which I can tell you one thing for sure, is that Future Diary is not happy-go-lucky in the beginning, which is why the ending is so weird. It doesn't feel like it's supposed to be there. I don't know if you guys have the same sort of mindset, but when I was first reading the series, I definitely got I was shocked, not in a good way, that the ending was just so obscure. It was just probably one of the most obscure things to a series such as Future Diary. Definitely not something I was expecting.
I agree.
The ending itself
The only thing I was shocked
ruins
about
it for me, but overall the series itself is not bad. The whole survival game aspect is a fantastic concept and an interesting one at that. Even though Yuki and Yuno don't have really too much character development, the other characters have a fair share of character development as well as interesting motives for their participation in the game. And of course the whole Future Diary aspect, which of course that's the name of the series. Each and every character has their own special ability, which is fantastic. Of course, we only discussed 2 of the abilities. We talked about Yuno's as well as Yuki's ability, which is basically the... Yuki can keep a journal, and I guess he could predict the future. Is that kind of how his diary works out?
He can predict his future.
Oh, that's right. And then Yuno can track that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yuno pretty much just knows what's going to happen to Yuki.
Yeah.
That's it.
And then number 9, what does she have? I'm trying to remember what exactly she...
The escape diary.
She can escape from any situation. There's a couple of other ones. There was...
Number 8, hers can... she can, like, issue smaller future diaries to all of her kids in the orphanage. Yeah, Keigo, I think his is the detective diary, I believe.
Yep.
I'm not completely certain on that. The kid, number 5, his diary is basically a storybook where it'll tell him 3 things that happened during the day.
Keigo's diary is the investigation diary.
Yes, and then, let's see, number 7's... there's 2 of them. Number 7's, basically they just kind of keep tabs on each other. So each of their diaries will say what happens to the other one. It's kind of like, one of those tag team things. Let's see. Number 12, I don't... Like, he died really, really early on. Number 6 was just kind of like a scroll. It was I believe, the clairvoyance diary.
12 had the Justice Diary, where it records the wrongdoings of future events he thinks he needs correcting. It says on here.
That's a really shitty diary.
It is.
No wonder he died off so quickly.
But it fits his personality.
Oh yeah, of course. Alrighty.
Right, and then I think there's a few more in here. The breeder diary used by the 10th, who was that guy with the dog, which basically allows him to control dogs and see the future of them and all that stuff. And then The Watcher by John Bacchus the 11th, who was the, I believe, the mayor of Tokyo. And his diary is The Watcher. And it basically allows him to see all of the other users' diaries. That way, he can kind of see where everything is going. And I believe that's all for the diary. The clairvoyance diary was, it was to show what her subordinates see. So basically, as long as her subordinates are alive, she could see what was going on. And I believe that is...
That's it.
Oh, no, wait, there is the 3rd, who died off really, really early, which basically, it tells him where his victim is going to be, and that's pretty much it.
OP. Anyways, so as you guys can tell, there are some really interesting abilities in Future Diary, but again, 7 out of 10. On my scale, that is a good series. I definitely recommend that if you guys are on the whole Battle Royale, Batum, and Cage of Eden is another one that I forgot to mention. If you guys are a big fan of the whole survival game, then I recommend you guys check out Future Diary. Romance may not be your thing, but the game itself is interesting, so definitely check it out.
Alright, Taz, you want to go first, or should I?
Oh, what was the question? I forgot it already.
Rating.
Just our thoughts on Future Diary.
What would you rate Future Diary as a whole?
Well, the manga, I thought it was really fantastic. I rate the manga a 9. The only sad thing is that the 2 last volumes are not in print. You're gonna have to read them online. I suggest manga. I think Kiss Manga, I think that's where I read it from. Really good translation, at least I think. But the anime, I give it a 6. I really hated the anime. Really did.
The ending for Future Diary, honestly, it was better in the manga, simply because it just cut itself off before it completely killed itself. I think that, it's kind of like stopping just before falling off a cliff. I think that's what the ending for Future Diary did. I think that, yes, it was not a quote-unquote complete ending, where, we actually found, like, a good completion to the series, but it definitely didn't self-destruct itself like the anime did, because, honestly, it just was not a good ending. I mean, I get that they tried to sort of solve it, but I don't think that was a great ending at all. So, a horrible job on storyboard for the ending. But if we're talking about the manga, definitely like an 8 out of 10. If you can get past the romance, I think you'll probably really, really like it. It's an interesting series.
There was no romance in that. There was no romance in that at all.
Okay, whatever you can call that.
What? You mean there's no romance in Future Diary?
Hey man, don't count out the sevens, okay? That was some real romance right there.
So Yuki and
some romance
Mino's
between
relationship is not romance. What? What would you call it? What would you
I
call it
think,
then?
honestly, the sevens had a better relationship.
It's more like a dog and his owner.
Damn.
That's kind of true.
Property? Are
Wait,
you
so who's the dog? Yuki?
What?
No, I'm saying Yuki is property.
Goddamn. Getting hot in here. Shit.
Got him.
Alright. Whoa. We are going to go ahead and end the podcast. Thank you guys for watching. Once again, we're going to go ahead and plug each and everyone's channel in the description below. We thank you guys for checking us out this week.
Don't forget to check out my Patreon.
No, fuck you,
here.
Taz. Being yourself. Don't give this man $1. All right, he's trying to take us down. He's trying to take down Team Old Shaman.
For $1, you can get a free hug and a shout out on my videos.
Thankfully, Team Old Shaman is growing strong. We have ourselves 276 subscribers as of today. We are definitely growing in terms of army. Of course, Gear, with all of his numbers, we'll still be able to take him down. Majority of those are bots.
We all know he buys his subs.
Most of those
we all know
are
he
bots.
buys his subs.
No, he doesn't buy subs, he bought subs. That's basically what he does.
Yeah.
Also, another thing, Gear is no longer on the show, as he was kicked off as of last week due to the fact that he fucked up my audio. Which, note for those of you who do not remember, my audio was cut last time and it became really bad audio. And you will see that
very bad.
The audio tonight will be a lot different as of today. So I'm going to put a fold on the Future Diary, and we are just going to take this time to do an aftercast. Now, this segment is basically, we're going to be talking about just things in the manga community, just any type of chill stuff going on. Just being ourselves, not scripting any of this. Just talking and having a good time. So, yeah, like I said, 276 subs strong, growing the community up. Manga community here on YouTube really is a great thing, I will say. A lot of really cool people here in this community.
Awesome people.
Everyone's pretty friendly, relatively, not a whole lot of drama going on. At least under the radar, not a whole lot of drama going on.
Well, no, there... You got that
We're gonna stop this here.
Gear.
Oh yes, the war, of course.
On. The war.
It had to be done. Someone had to challenge. Someone had to challenge the man. A man just cannot stand down when he is given an open threat like Gear did in that one video where he tried to expose me and did a real bad job of critiquing a very excellent video made by Super Saiyan Savage. I was just very disrespected by the fact that Gear did that. Very disrespected.
No.
Horrible what he did.
I should probably do this on the podcast, but in a recent question and answer video I did, you asked me what team I had. I'm very vocal about it, and I am Team Gear. He is my meme lord and savior.
And Taz is being kicked off the podcast as of tonight. Neptune is now going to be staying as a permanent host on the podcast. Sorry, Taz. Your job is now gone. I'm going to have to kindly ask you to leave the show as of today. All right.
All right. See you next Friday.
Can I start off a subject? Has anyone been reading Jagan lately?
I have not been reading it. It's a very obscure series, it
is a very obscure series. It's not that I don't hate
Bizarre, because hell, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, best series that's so bizarre, right? Anyways, it's a seinen, right? It's like a take on a seinen series, but
It is a very, very interesting series. It's, without a doubt, unique. But I will say this,
keep spoilers out, okay? Because this is going to be... Okay.
I will. It's not the greatest thing ever so far. Again, there's only 12 chapters out. They're super short. You can get through it in, like, one read or one sitting. It's a very easy and quick read, and it just definitely doesn't come out fast enough. So I think that, like, if it, eventually down the line, maybe if you read the whole thing through and through, it'll be better. But so far, it hasn't been excellent. But there is this other one called
going back to your Jagan, give us a 1-minute synopsis on what you think of the series. Like, give us a rundown. What is it about without spoiling too much? Because I've been interested in it. I've noticed that there's like some weird ass owl thing and all this shit. What exactly is the point?
So basically, this guy has a very, I guess you could say, I don't know, he's not enjoying his life. He's
same. I'm same. I hate my life, man. Shit, give me this story right now. Shit.
He's like a low-key police officer. I mean, he's really just one of those guys who tells, like, someone who's making noise on a premises to, like, quiet down, then gets completely shut down because he just gets no respect whatsoever. So he's in sort of a depressive state, I guess you could say. It doesn't show because he does fake smile a lot. And then all of a sudden he finds out that there are these frog things that enter humans and feed on their emotions, such as anxiety, anger, all this built-up emotion, and it ends up turning them into monsters. And that's when he finds out he has sort of like a rocket pistol for an arm. And then this owl just basically breaks it to him, hey, I'm going to need you to kill all of these frogs, and there's also one living inside of you that is, like, growing. So once you kill them all, you get an achievement. I mean, he really does not say.
This sounds like a very psychological series. Interesting.
He does actually say what you'll get, but I think I'm gonna leave that out just for you guys to get sort of intrigued on it. I don't want to spoil
the concept. It sounds very interesting.
Honestly, it's a very short read, and if you want, you could get through it in 12 chapters. Is very explicit, though. I will say this: it does have.
We're all 18 here, I think. Some.
Couple of sex
in 12 chapters? Shit, is this a hentai or what?
I can think of 2, so not not the most family friendly thing, but it's a great read and just a quick read. So if you want to check it out, you could just sit down and honestly read it in half an hour. It's very short.
How are we going with our hauls, guys? I've been watching a few various YouTubers.
Oh boy,
they seem to be cracking down on all these hauls. And what is up with these manga tags? I swear, there's been so many circulating.
They're going everywhere. I got tagged again by Taz, so
I haven't been tagged by anyone, so I can't really say. At least I haven't been tagged since Jack.
Hey, it's alright. I'll tag you. I'll tag the anime ashtray. That way,
I was gonna tag you.
Both of them wanted to be tagged.
Taz, it's okay.
Well, I was gonna tag.
I get it. Your team gear.
I was, but.
It. Okay.
You said you were done with tags.
It's okay.
Don't make
it work. But, I don't know. These tags are they're going everywhere. I mean, it's a great way to kind of get your channel out there, but They just get a little dry.
Can I go back to
after
hauls for a
but
second?
Yeah, no. What's going on with your hauls, guys?
Sure.
I was expecting.
So something really interesting that happened to me. I was just getting super, super, super lucky, but of course, it was too good to be true. So I ended up buying 2 box sets this month. Neither have arrived in the mail. So the first one was the Death Note box set. I got it
For
I kid you not, $11 shipping and all.
No, I believe it. Amazon was selling some new ones. You can get it on Amazon for $40 or $50.
Yeah, they were new, but they were from a third-party seller. So I was really not too hopeful, but I decided to order it anyway. The same goes for the Bakuman box set. I ordered it from the Amazon UK site for $30 shipping and all. And I actually got an email from the seller saying that it was just 1 volume plus the box set. So, of course, that one was not actually real. They did refund my money, however. When they emailed me, they said that, this is not the actual product, and so they refunded my money. But my Death Note box set is supposed to arrive May 16th, so when it comes in, I do hope that it's actually legit, because I'll be happy.
You should make a video of you opening it, so you
a
have video
surprise
proof.
video. Unscripted, unedited,
Yeah.
You open the box and you find out that you got 12 volumes of Boku no Pico, and you're just like, oh, damn.
Get 12 volumes of
that's what I was thinking. I'm like,
12 volumes of
okay,
fairy
what if I
tale
open this
shit.
and there's some really cheap, really cheap dojin in there that they just decided to put in for $11.
Yikes.
Oh my gosh.
I would
So
die.
I went ahead and for the first
Jesus,
time
no.
in about 2 months, finally bought some manga. I will have my April manga haul up soon. So if any of you guys are watching this video, you guys will finally get another April manga haul. Haven't had any new manga present on the channel in over 2 months, since March. And I believe in March I had acquired Yu-Gi-Oh! Volumes, which Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a great series, by the way. Go and check that out. Really amazing stuff. If you guys are a fan of the original card game, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist is definitely something for you. But I wanted to talk about Shaman King briefly, and I think a lot of you guys would actually enjoy Shaman King. It's probably it's your shonen tournament fighter. It's if you combined JoJo's Bizarre Adventure with Yu Yu Hakusho, that is basically the best way I can describe Shaman King. It is really an amazing series filled with some really amazing shonen moments, as well as some really cool characters, which I highly would recommend you guys go and check out. So I finally, as of today, I went ahead and ordered the final 4 or 5 volumes off of Amazon, which means that Shaman King is now complete in my collection, which I will be proud to say that I own all the volumes, which is great. So I look forward to reading that.
Nice.
Along with that, speaking of series, Goodnight Pun Pun. What a great series that is. I really do enjoy that series. That's probably one of the few mangas that will be making its way onto my top 15 list as of this year. Some really amazing stuff going on in that story. I'm not going to be spoiling too much, but let me just say that Asano is probably one of the greatest mangakas of all time. I think that's safe to say.
I agree with that. I own most of his works, and I want to own more
of his work. But let me tell you, I did a Girl on the Shore review on my channel, which was more of his explicit and controversial work. I think that's probably one of the more controversial mangas that he's made. But Goodnight Pun Pun, Solanin, both are really good. Highly recommend that you guys go and check those out. I will definitely be probably making a Goodnight Pun Pun review once it's out here in the United States, as well as global, of course.
So if we're talking about new manga here, there was this manga that I don't know if anyone is keeping up on it, but it's called The Promised Neverland.
No, yes. You mentioned
it is an absolutely fantastic manga. I love it to bits. I caught up already in the series. It's just so incredible, and I am really hoping for a paperback release because I would buy that right away. It was just incredible. I've been hearing some good
things about it. Personally, it might be a little too early for a paper release, just because I believe it's up to chapter 30. Yeah, so
36.
That's pretty early, honestly. I usually
that's
they
one
want to
volume.
wait.
Or
Usually
two.
they want to wait until it's
Eventually.
around 100 chapters before it gets a serialization here in the United States. Although I could be wrong, don't quote me on that.
Right.
I've heard some really good things about it. It's a seinen, from what I've heard.
Would you like me to give a quick synopsis?
Sure, if you'd like. Tell us a little bit about it. Of course, spoiler-free.
So, this is going to be in, like, literally the first chapter, and it's necessary to explain it, so it's not really a spoiler. It's kind of like a Kickstarter to how this whole series starts off. So, the whole series starts where it's just showing a bunch of children at what looks like an orphanage, just playing, having fun, being really carefree kids, and they're all really young. I mean, the oldest are, like, 11 years old. So they're really young kids, and their routine consists of a test that they take daily and then just going out and playing. That's really the only thing that they do. They also have only one adult there who they call Mama, and that's, is their mom. Pretty much, they refer to her as their mom, and so every once in a while, there are kids that get sent to homes, so it really does look like an orphanage. Then this one kid named Connie ends up getting sent away as well, but when they find out that she actually forgot her stuffed bunny, which she loves dearly, they go to bring it to her at the gate, which is where they're told not to go to. They end up finding Connie dead with a bunch of these monsters around her, and it was the two eldest kids that went and tried to give the bunny back. And so when they ran home, they realized that they're not exactly living a life that they thought, and everything that they have known just kind of crumbles beneath them. And so they find out so much about what that place actually is, and they plan to escape from it. And it's just an incredible series, and I hope they continue it. I'm looking forward to more chapters.
That sounds pretty good.
Sounds interesting.
Wow.
It is definitely a bit of a longer read than Jugan.
Well,
so
not too long.
It's
only
it took me
37 chapters. I mean,
yeah, the chapters are about 20 pages long, but it does have a bit of dialogue, quite a bit of dialogue, enough to make it, to where you'll spend a good minute on each chapter. But you could definitely get through it in a full sitting. I think it has about, like, honestly, I'd say probably maybe 2.5 volumes of like content in there, because it's about 20 pages per chapter. So it's a great read, and for anyone who wants to check it out, I highly suggest you do, just while it's early on. 36 chapters is definitely like a really, really good starting point, and I think they actually finished an arc, but I'm not completely positive.
Awesome stuff. Alrighty, I think with that being said, we're going to go ahead and end the aftercast. This is just a little segment we're doing, just some fun discussion going on. Anyways, guys, thank you guys for tuning in to Manga Alert. This is the second episode. Glad you guys could come here and watch the episode, spend some time with us. Again, if you like what you see, leave a like, subscribe to these guys, check out Neptune Plays, our guest for this week. Thank you for coming on the show. Of course.
Thank you.
Of course,
no problem, man. It was my pleasure.
Leave a like on his stuff. Go follow him on Twitter. Go subscribe to his channel. Along with that,
definitely
subscribe to your host.
Patreon.
Our lovely host that can make things possible. Your Third Manga, an excellent dude when he's not having a war with myself. Of course, myself, Old Shaman. Check my channel out. And of course, Taz. He's got some awesome stuff on his channel. Of course, he's also got that Patreon. Go and support him on that Patreon. Thank you guys for watching.
Definitely.
Peace out.